Hi, my name is Michelle Powell, and I'm in Florida, and I wanted to talk a little bit about how to overcome the blockages that you come across throughout life from a spiritual or an energetic point of view. A lot of times we're like, we feel stuck, right? It's very, very common. And believe it or not, the tools are the same for pretty much everybody. You kind of just pick which tools you like. But so many people come and talk with me and they don't know how to overcome or break through. I'm like, well, have you meditated? Have you prayed or done spell work, whatever kind of communicative spiritual practice that you prefer? Have you been journaling? What are you listening to? What kind of information are you putting into your brain? And most of the time, right, gets busy. So even if we're doing really good, we get distracted, we get run down, we get sidetracked, and then so sometimes we lose our focus on our practices. But especially if you're a coach or a intuitive, some kind of leader, you're helping others, you really have to be able to maintain that for yourself. It's important. So I tell everybody, I regardless to what your faith is, find a type of prayer that works for you, that feels right for you, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you don't like God, the word, but you might like divine feminine, or you might like goddess, or you might work with deities or energies, or just like to call out to universal source. It's the words don't matter. What matters is the way that you define them. So the way that your belief system is built around the definitions and the way that you have structured your entire language. And this is why people talk about nowadays, they're like trying to get people to unlearn old beliefs, unlearn old thinking habits and patterns, because most people don't really pay attention to why they think the way that they think. It's just kind of running on autopilot. So I always tell people, get back into prayer, meditation, sitting quietly, even 2 minutes. Listen, I don't want to hear that it's too hard to meditate. I have ADHD, I'm a Gemini, I'm left-handed, I got 2 special needs kids, I'm a handful, they're a handful, husband's a handful. If I can find time to meditate, so can you. Seriously. And I tell people, though, just start with 2 minutes. 2 minutes, just sit. Find your center. Bring yourself to full awareness, presence. Allow yourself to remember who you are. Allow your energies to balance. Even if that's all you can do, then that's what you start with. And then you double it, and then you double it, and then you allow yourself some grace, and you try the different tools. There's all kinds of guided meditations out there and such. A metta meditation, METTA, is excellent for helping you kind of get back into that spiritual habit. And the other thing is journaling. Now, I get it if you have some sort of, if it's really not your thing, I get it. You can also voice record, right? Or you can talk to text. But the reason we do these sort of things is purging thoughts out of our minds and out of our heads so that they don't ruminate, so they don't become obsessive. So whatever method you need, recording videos, right? It doesn't matter. Nobody watches them. Who cares? The fact is you want to get that shit out of your brain. And also, if you are so inclined, personally, I believe that everybody is a channel, just whether or not people are aware of it or know how to use it or even care to call it that is different, which is fine. But should you be someone who you feel you can channel, then through that free writing or even that free speaking, you can actually start to channel, which can help you connect with your spirit guides or your ancestors or whoever it is that may be on your spiritual team, as I usually say. So journaling, and then you want to put new information in your brain. So you want to listen to things you've never heard before or perspectives you've never heard before. Even if they sound batshit crazy, okay, then don't get attached to it. Then don't digest it. Then don't take it in. But be willing to pause and say, that's interesting. And like kind of think about things differently from a different perspective. In tarot, we talk about the hangman and just suspending all of your beliefs, all of your reality, and literally just hanging upside down and looking at the world and seeing it from a completely different vantage point. And it really does tend to shuffle all of your beliefs and your thoughts and allows you to expand your consciousness and your awareness of what is going on. So don't be quick to dismiss weird things, new things, different things. They don't have to be your cup of tea, right? You don't have to do anything. but be open-minded enough to just kind of let it work around in your brain, because you will slowly begin to teach yourself to think differently. You want to get away from black and white duality thinking. We don't want to think in terms of everything good, bad, evil, good, right, wrong. This is false. This is leads to just more destruction, more problems. Bashar, Daryl Anka, is amazing. You can look him up on YouTube. And Bashar was one of the ones that just blew my mind. He was like, turn it into preferences. This is less preferable. This is more preferable. And I was like, wow, that feels so much better to say, I prefer this, I don't prefer that, or I prefer this over that, as opposed to saying that was wrong and that was bad, right? That's how many of us grew up. Everything was so black and white. It was so dualistic. But this is not life. Life is very complex, and trying to dumb it down to right, wrong, black, right, white, left, right, all of that, it's very, very troublesome, and it creates so many problems throughout our society. And look around, you can figure it out. So moving your brain space, so even if somebody upsets you, or if you didn't do something you wanted to do, like stop with the blame, stop with the shame, stop with the judgment, like take a beat, give yourself some grace, and say like, okay, so maybe I didn't prefer that. So how can I alter things so that I make more preferable choices, or I put myself in more preferable circumstances and situations, right? Things that benefit me. What else? The other thing I tell people a lot of times is to start to look at energy. Like most people can figure out, okay, I know that this person, when they walk in the room, everybody lights up. Or maybe it's you. Maybe you're the amazing empath who can go in and just filter everybody's emotions. But if that is you, then I tell people to really start to hone those skills and start learning why the subtle differences exist. And you can categorize things. Even if you're by any chance a little bit more advanced with your energy work, you understand that you can channel the elements, right? But you can also channel the planets. You can connect with the earth, the plants, all the things, and you can actually find similarities. The Psychic Witch book by Matt Aron is an amazing book, and he talks a lot about that. It's one of those things, like I read a sentence and it was like, I realized, holy shit, I know this. I don't know how I know it, but I knew this already. This is amazing. So he's a great author and guy to follow. But start honing in on, what does it feel when something is water? What does water feel like? What does air feel like? What does masculine feel like? What does feminine feel like? And then start to play around with, when people talk about negative and positive, what does that even mean? What does a negative energy present like? And you can actually kind of cultivate your own discernment, and start to see how you can like sense an energy over here and sense it over here, but they look a little different, but you can find the similarities, right? And this helps you to hone in your own skills. So many people, they want complicated courses and things. I started realizing, shit, I wonder if I just put information out there and just fuck it. Maybe it would be helpful to somebody, anybody. And of course, the biggest thing to overcome, if you're looking for a breakthrough in your life, is healing. You cannot skip on that one. Many people, even some friends that I've run into, they get mind blown. All this knowledge all of a sudden, but they're not healed. And so that's when they talk about people who have just enough knowledge to be dangerous. If you are not healing from within on a deep cellular level, you are doing yourself and everyone around you a disservice. You cannot ignore your own memories if you want to be someone who is part of this awakened lifestyle, or someone who is a healer or a helper or an intuitive or a coach. Like, you have to go back and face your BS, right? And you'll find throughout life that things will resurface. Sometimes things are healed and it's never a problem again. I have some of those stories from my own life. Other times I'll be like, God damn, I got to go back and think about that again. I don't want to. I'm like, oh, well, that's probably a reason we should. So just be open to spirit. And when things come up, think about it, write about it, pray about it, whatever it is you need to do, Meta meditations are great if you need forgiveness. You can send loving kindness to the people that you really want, or the Ho'oponopono. But everything out there is a tool. You can literally craft anything you want for your life. You just have to start to really pay attention, call your thoughts into accountability and awareness, and be like, we're gonna change some of the ways we think about ourselves. We're gonna change some of the ways we think about other people, change some of the ways we think about this planet. And if you so choose to believe that some of us are light workers and trying to raise the vibration of the planet as a whole, this is how we do it. We heal, we love, and then we let our light shine so that we can help inspire others. So the more people who do the individual work, the better for all of us. And synergy at its greatest, and it's exactly what that is. So if you have been putting off therapy, counseling, prayer sessions, church, whatever, I go to witch meetings, I go to church, I go to forest, I find God everywhere. Whatever you need to do to stay connected, don't put that off. I hope this finds you well, and I hope you have a great day.